Hello, my name is Ralffriedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. So we did a couple of videos. And we went, down to Myrtle Beach, and we went to North Carolina, and we all had a real good time. And I was thinking, a lot of people always say to me, how easy was it just to quit cold turkey, to drink soda instead of possibly just drinking alcohol? And it's pretty simple, folks. Besides the power of God, and I was able to rely on faith to help me through it, and it's only been the last maybe year or two that the faith has really played a major role in it. It is also mind over matter. And what that basically means is that I used to walk around with a beer in my hand, and I'll be quite honest with you folks, I didn't always drink that beer. It would just be in my hand. I'd walk around, maybe an hour later it's warm, I'd open a new one, and etc. And just having that beer in my hand meant everything to me. So when I gave up the beer and the alcohol, I substituted it from beer to the same bottle and made it Pepsi. So instead of walking around with a beer in my hand all day and possibly only drinking a sip or two here and then wasting because it was warm, I came with the idea to do the same with just a Pepsi. Anybody that knows me sees me constantly walking around with a Pepsi. A lot of times I don't drink the whole thing, and it's just a habit. So it's mind over matter. I was able to go from walking around with either a beer or vodka to walking around with a Pepsi in my hand. And the same applies to smoking cigarettes. For you folks that are out there and constantly puffing away all day, and then after a while you just leave it sitting around, think about how easy it would be to go into an electronic cigarette, I think it's called vapor, and start doing it that way. Now think about this: if you're substituting alcohol to soda or lemonade, and you're substituting cigarettes to electronic cigarettes like vapor, and it's just a matter of habit by walking around with that beer. Now you're walking around with a soda, walking around with that cigarette, now you're walking around with an electronic cigarette. Think of how your body is going to appreciate that. Think about your liver, think about your kidney, just think about the money you are saving, the amount of money that is wasted on alcohol, and the amount of money wasted on cigarettes for people that just are walking around because they feel they need to have it is tremendous in this country. And let me tell you something, let's talk about drugs for a minute. The number one drug killer here in this country is alcohol. And it's not just because how bad it is for your body, but it is a lethal weapon when you get behind a wheel and you're drunk and you're taking that car that could weigh 2,500 pounds, 3,500 pounds, and you're going on a road, and you could possibly kill someone. So think about all these factors. And it's so simple, folks. Substitute your beer for a soda in your hand. That's how simple it is. Substitute a cigarette for an electronic cigarette. That's how easy it can be. Easier said than done, I grant you that. But here's where the key message comes in. If you could commit mind over matter of substituting that beer, that alcohol for a soda, a lemonade, the real cigarette for a vapor cigarette, electronic cigarette, and then you include the most important thing out there, and that is include your higher power, include God in all that, because God will see you through. God first needs you to make up your mind that you want to quit drinking. He wants you to make up your mind you want to quit smoking, and He definitely wants you to make up your mind to turn your life over to Him. Once you turn your life over to Him and you decide you've had it with alcohol and you've had it with drugs and you've had it with smoking, He will then guide and direct you from that point on. But it all comes down to mind over matter. 3 things you need to do if you want to truly save your life and go into a heavenly kingdom in heaven. And the first thing is, if you're a drinker, is you need to decide, is drinking more important than living? If you're a smoker, decide, is smoking more important than living? And if you have not accepted Jesus into your life, it's now time to decide, is God going to guide and direct you? Because when you ask God to guide and direct you, He will then guide and direct you away from the alcohol to something substituted like It could be soda, it could be lemonade, it could be milk. He will then guide and direct you from smoking to electronic cigarettes, if you even need to, because a lot of you folks that have watched me probably is saying, I don't even need to. I just quit smoking because I wanted to live. So the question really comes down to, folks, do you want to live? And if the answer is yes, then you have to ask yourself, do you want to live through Christ, or do you just want to live on earth? And living through Christ is truly giving your mind, your body, your faith, everything over to Christ, and let God guide and direct you through life. Let God help you through your alcohol and drug addiction. Let God help you through your gambling addiction. Let God help you through your sexual addiction. Let God help you through any addiction. Let God help you if you're having some sort of health issues, financial issues, but it truly comes down to a simple thing. You need to ask God for guidance and direction, and you need to say, God, I give myself to you. Forgive me my sins, and then you need to, each and every day, 24/7, live the life of a Christian. And you get stronger and stronger in faith, and you'll find out that your alcoholism, your drug addiction, your smoking, chain smoking, all that will slowly vapor away through the power of prayer, through the power of God. But it all starts with you. And if you're not ready to make that commitment, the first commitment, which is to turn your life to God, everything else will not happen. You can sit here all you want and tell me that you can just quit drinking, and you could say, Ralph, I've got this. You don't have this. You don't have drug addiction cure. You don't have alcoholism cure. You don't have chain smoking cure. What you only cure that you can get is through the power of prayer and the power of God. But you need to start doing that. Folks, God had given you 86,400 seconds. Keep drinking, keep doing drugs, keep chain smoking, and those 86,400 seconds one day will not even exist, because you're ruining your body and you're going to end up taking your life away from you. But instead, turn your life to God and let God help take your life back. It's that simple. You can take your life back, but you need to want to do it. If you decide you want to live, turn to God. If you decide you want to live, get rid of the drugs and alcohol. If you decide you want to live, get rid of the smoking. On the other hand, if you just want to go through life saying, well, live for today, who cares about tomorrow, then continue doing what you're doing. But I will guarantee you, your life will not end up the way it really should. You have so much potential in life. You just need to blossom, open up, and look at that potential. Remember, each and every morning when you wake up, you are out there to start a brand new day. And just take, God's given you so much potential. Take that potential and do something with it. Find a passion. A passion isn't drinking and smoking. A passion is something that you want to do to help yourself and help others. My passion is my show. My passion is speaking to people about the Lord Jesus. And that's what your passion could be, or something totally different. But habits such as smoking, doing drugs, and drinking, those are habits that will, I guarantee you, eventually kill you. Let today be the new day where you can start all over again. Let these 86,400 seconds that God had given you be the best 86,400 seconds in your life. And then tomorrow you continue doing it. Same thing. And each day God gives you a brand new lease in life. And that is 86,400 seconds. Use those 86,400 seconds wisely. Don't be greedy about them. Use them to help other people. Throw a smile here and there. Throw a hand here and there to help an elderly person. Find a passion in your life. Get rid of the drugs. Get rid of the alcohol. Get rid of the cigarettes. And accept God into your life. And I promise you, He will be there to help you take your life back. Call me at 844-4005-HELP. And together, you and I can help each other take our lives back. And remember, God loves you. All you need to do is to turn your life over to Him. And all the rest will fall into place. The drug addiction will disappear. The alcoholism will disappear. Problems will eventually disappear, but nothing happens overnight. You just have to trust that they will happen in your life. Call me 844-4005-HELP, and together we'll help each other take our lives back. And may God bless you. Bye-bye.